Well, good morning, everyone. It's Jay Michael in Tyler, Texas, Central America, Central United States. Welcome to Mentor Monday on the 27th of January. It's the last one of the month. We've had a fast month here, and we kicked off the year with Mentor Mondays and a whole program we've got lined up for the entire year. This first quarter, we're really talking about the foundation and just building a foundation. Talk about goal setting on the second Monday. And today we've got a great topic, what Dave's going to talk about on, and Jillian's going to talk about on limiting beliefs and how you can change your mindset and moving on for long-term building. But a couple things, reminders. I'd like to remind everyone that haven't to go register for the Growing to Diamond. It's a corporate event. It'll be online if you want to build your business up and become a diamond. And diamond are the building blocks of the entire For Life compensation program and For Life, whether you're platinum or just an affiliate. Diamonds are the building blocks of all ranks. So diamond is what your first goal should be to get to, and then helping others become diamond throughout your organization. So register for that. It's in February. There's some links. You can go to corporate. Maybe somebody can put the link in there to register down below for us. And then also, a reminder, it's a little further out, but in May, there is a leadership conference in Las Vegas. It's also a corporate event, and it's a Friday event. A lot of people are arriving on Thursday. It'll probably stay through Saturday, but it's a Friday all-day event led by corporate Danny Lee and a lot of the other leadership. It's a leadership development. Dave, I'm sure you're going to be there. Jillian mentioned I'm going to be there. That registration also starts, I believe, in the first week in February. I'll make a note next February or next Monday to mention that, to register for that. My understanding, I was chatting in a chat with Nathan on one of his lives, and the first 500 to register for that event get a whole bunch of little great products and things, and open to some other meetings that might be happening that same weekend. So the first 500, so get in there the day they open registration and register for that event as well. But I'd like to introduce Dave. Dave, we've got a great show for us today, and we welcome all our guests. I'd also invite the guests that are here that are invited by others, or just you're joining us for the first time. Always would like to send out an invitation to you to join our Upline Pro Inner Circle. It's a private group of active business builders within For Life. It's called For Life. It's on Facebook. It's a private group. And so I'd like to invite you to join that group as well, as an invitation from Dave and Jillian and all of us in the For Life team. But Dave, welcome to Mentor Monday, 27th of January. Can you believe how fast the month's going?
It's crazy, yeah. We'll be in February here, on Saturday. And those of you that speak Spanish know that we do have the first Saturday of every month. It should be in the Spanish calendar. We call it Ponte la Camiseta or Ponte en Acción. I'm not sure which one it is this weekend. But we get a good group together, and it's a couple-hour event, about an hour and a half, could go close to 2 hours. But a lot of great information and motivation, inspiration, mentorship. It's just great. So if you're a Spanish speaker, go to the calendar, uplinepro.com, and look in Spanish. You'll see 3 calendars, the Spanish calendar, and you will see this coming Saturday, our event. And it begins at 10 o'clock in the morning, California time. So all the times on there are California Pacific time. Once we used to put all the time zones, but if you look at who we have here in this room, we've got probably about 10 plus time zones here. So anyhow, thanks again, Jim Michael, and I want to thank Jillian as well for also help putting together our annual agenda and topics and so forth, and she'll be participating with us as well. As we do discuss today, overcoming limited beliefs. And I just want to begin kind of going back in time. I think all of us, when we were really young, even kids, we didn't doubt much. We just did things. And I think as we got older, our beliefs started becoming a bit more limited. Yeah, even dreams. You ask a child, I remember in kindergarten, you want to be a fireman, you want to be a policeman, you want to be a pilot, and you don't think about obstacles and you don't think about challenges and things like that. And so as we, get older, we start to run into these things, obstacles, challenges, and so forth. And I think that we end up sometimes being our own worst enemy. We limit ourselves and we've got such great potential. And I don't know what your goals and dreams are, with us here with For Life or in your life, but the reality is we have to have them. That's what keeps us moving forward. Now, the one thing I do love about what we do in networking, and networking applies to a lot of aspects of life, but here we're talking For Life, we're talking building a network. People tend to get involved in anything either from inspiration or desperation. Now, I've found that desperation sometimes tends to move us a bit more. When times get challenging and desperate, we tend to, look for solutions. In fact, I'll be real honest with you guys. I'm going through something right now that I couldn't even imagine. I've got something called TMJ. And maybe you guys have heard TMJ, but it's horrible, and it's caused this horrible ringing in my ear. I think there's maybe just a pinching of a nerve or a tube or something. And, it's just driving me crazy. I'm actually going to go see someone today. But the point I want to make is this. We all have obstacles, and sometimes these challenges make us take action. All right. And so action is the best way, it's the best educator there is. It's the best way to grow and to develop. And sometimes we have to start with even baby steps. And I want to share with you a little bit about my networking story, because I've been in this business now of networking for 44 years. I started at the age of 21. That was back in the time when my mentors would tell me to do something and I would just go, okay, and just do it. I didn't really think much about it because my attitude is really simple. They're where they got where they are by doing something. And if they're willing to tell me, share with me, coach me, mentor me, inspire me, influence me to do the things that they did to get there, my hand's up. All right. I'm ready to go. In fact, I even told one of my mentors, hey, however you write on the chalkboard, I'm going to write like you. I just wanted to be just like that person. So I raised my hand by accident there. So one time I remember I was 22 years old and I'd never given a presentation before, a public presentation. I was pretty good at going out and getting, teenagers, 18 and 19-year-olds. If you were younger than me, I felt fine. If you're older than me, I was intimidated. I was very insecure and just highly intimidated by any adult. And my business, I really wasn't growing much. And my mentor, his name was Joe, he said, David, to give you a challenge. I don't want you to come back to any of these opportunity meetings until you bring somebody older than you. You have to bring an adult, and then you can come. Now, my answer to that, because we had just gone to an event, like I think the week or 2 weeks before, and I met Jim Rohn for the first time. If any of you know Jim Rohn, great world business philosopher. And Jim Rohn gave me a piece of advice. He sat right next to me. And he actually ended up becoming a bit of a mentor for me. But Jim said, young man, I don't know what company you represent, but you need to attend every meeting, every rally, every event, everything you can that has to do with your business, your company, your opportunity. Why? Because some of them will be life-changing. Some events will literally change your life. And you don't know which ones those are. So you attend all of them. And so I replied back to Joe and I said, well, Joe, remember Jim Rohn told me to attend every event. And he said, no, I want you to learn something here. Well, I missed a couple of meetings. And it was kind of really bummed me out because I loved going to those opportunity meetings, listening to these guys, learning from these guys. I didn't go. And finally, I got some adults to come with me to an event. Well, I was so proud. I sat in the front row, right, with my four of them. I had four adults that came, like little duckies in the front row. Well, the meeting was supposed to start at 7:30. All of a sudden, it's 8 o'clock, hasn't started yet. The presenter hasn't shown up. Going on an hour, almost 8:30. No, and people are leaving the room. And something just said to me, look, you've seen the presentation, Dave, 100 times. You can do this. I stood up, I turned around, and I don't know how many people were in the room. It wasn't a packed room, but there's a few people still. And I introduced myself. And I said, I'm going to give your presentation tonight. To this day, don't remember what I said. Doesn't matter. Could have been the worst presentation ever. For me, it was the best presentation ever because I realized, because I was in a way forced to do something, not forced, but I didn't want my people to leave without getting some sort of presentation. And I did it. And the crazy thing is, after I did that presentation, I was asked to do another one and another one. And pretty soon it was just natural. And everybody was saying, hey, can Dave do the presentation tonight? And I became the common presenter, doing presentations. And then I started traveling around different cities doing presentations in the country and in the world doing presentations. So it's been, over 40 years now of doing presentations. So my point is this. Sometimes we need to challenge ourselves. Sometimes we need somebody else to challenge us too. All right. We have tremendous potential, and it's how we look at things. We always have to look at things, obviously, with the glass half full and not half empty. All right. Now, the one thing I want to say is, we've got these groups now. We've got the inner circle of Upline Pro, and then we've got also the Good Health, which used to be Time for Life. It's called Good Health. Solutions and Stories. I believe that's it, Jillian, isn't it? And the one thing that's critical, if you want to develop, and I do believe, by the way, I don't want to, I'm a religious person, but I don't want to get too religious here, but I believe that God put us here on this planet to develop, to grow. That's where we have something called potential, right? Well, you need to get connected and stay connected. All right. So join these groups, get and even go to the Upline Pro website and register there. All right. Your information is not going to be given out to anybody. All right. It just stays within our circle. But the point is, I have found that by people staying connected, we all need that. I need you. You need me. We need each other. All right. And I used to tell people all the time, look, the team needs you, the community needs you, and you need the community. That's how we develop and that's how we grow. And everybody has their own pace. All right. Now, I have actually somebody that is in my upline, your upline, those of us that are involved in For Life research. His name's Rob Robertson III. 27 years he's been involved in For Life. He just made platinum last month. All right. Now that's the top position in For Life. 27 years. Now, somebody might say, my gosh, some guys have done it in, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. I did it in 8 years. Doesn't matter. What matters is if you just keep going, everybody will get there. Everybody will arrive. You've all heard all of you may not have heard my story about the old man he was a billionaire, his celebration, the party that he had. But you know what? Let me share this with you real quick. I think there's a really good meaning to this story here. This old man became a billionaire in Texas. And when he became a billionaire, he decided to throw a party and celebrate his becoming a billionaire. Now, he did this in the oil industry. He had oil wells. And he invited all of his family, friends, neighbors, associates, that he knew to his party for his celebration. All paid for by him. Come and celebrate in his mansion. Well, the night of the party, they all show up in his mansion, and they're having a great time. This place is packed full of people, and they're mingling, and they're toasting to his becoming a billionaire. Well, all of a sudden, the old man stands up and he says, "Hey, everybody, listen up. Let's go in the backyard. It's a beautiful night. Stars are out. The moon is full. And let's just go out and enjoy the garden and just a beautiful night. Let's go out back." And so they all move out in the backyard. It's a beautiful evening. And they're all out there mingling and toasting and talking. And the old man, all of a sudden, he says, "Hey, everyone, come here." He walks over to his swimming pool and he flips the light on. "Come on over, everyone, to the pool." And they all get up to the edge of the pool and they look at it and they see that there's crocodiles in the pool. And they're like shocked. Crocodiles in the man's swimming pool. The old man says, "Listen up, everyone. The first person that can swim across that their pool full of them there crocodiles, I will give you one of three things if you can get across alive." And all of a sudden, you hear a splash. And the old man, I'm sorry, let me go back. I apologize. The man said, "I will give you $1 million in cash. I will give you one of my oil wells and you'll have residual income for life, or I'll give you my daughter's hand in marriage and you can have my entire fortune." Then you hear the splash. And there's this guy in the pool. The water's flying around everywhere. And all of a sudden, and he's swimming for his life. He gets to the other side. Right when the crocodiles are about to tear off his arms and legs, pushes himself out. He's huffing and puffing. His face is all red. And the old man says, "I don't believe it. You actually did it. You made it across alive. Well, what would you like? Would you like $1 million in cash?" And the guy says, "No." "Oh, you want one of my oil wells so you can have residual income for life." And the man says, "No." "You want my daughter's hand in marriage so you can have my entire fortune." And the man says, "No. I just want to know who the idiot is that pushed me in the pool." Well, here's the point to this. The pool represents opportunity. It represents all of us here in For Life. Now, the beauty about what we do that I love about this, I love about getting together, I love about events, I love about conventions. David Disney was just in Colombia right now. I had, I don't know, probably 800,000 people in my organization there at the event. Well, the pool represents For Life and opportunity. There are some people that are experienced swimmers. They know how to swim real well. They've been doing it for a while. They're pretty good at it. Then there are those that are deathly afraid of water. But what's the reality? Can anybody learn to swim? All right. I've seen people swim without any legs and some of them without any arms. They can swim. Anybody can learn to swim. So what I'm saying here is whether you're experienced, whether you're new, it doesn't matter. All right. We all are here to learn, to grow, and to develop. And here's what's great. Once you learn the basics of swimming, guess what happens? You get better. The better you get, the more excited you get, the more you fall in love with it, the more you like it. Pretty soon, who knows, you might be like a high diver. All right. This is the same way. So as you overcome beliefs, the more challenges that you overcome, and I love challenges, by the way, that's what makes us develop and learn and grow. And you realize the leadership, the potential that's inside of you. So the pool represents opportunity, and anybody can learn, anybody can develop, anybody can grow, anybody can build. All right. The crocodiles, though, there are crocodiles in all of our pools around us. Those are the negative people. Those are the ones that tend to, criticize. And unfortunately, many of those people are people that are friends of ours that know us. You say, "Oh, hey, I joined something or I got involved in something." And you might get some support, but a lot of people are like, "Yeah, what'd you do that for?" Especially if you tell them, I got involved in some network marketing company. You know, I never forget Paul Overson. You say, "You're going to go to jail too." But the point is this. There are those people. Well, you know what? What I was taught when I was young and growing up in this business, this industry, is to look at those people and ask yourself, do you want to be just like them? And you're going to find that most of the time the answer is no, you don't. I'd rather be like these people over here that are doing something, that are progressing and developing and growing and building and achieving their dreams and goals. That's where I want to be, you see. So don't pay attention to crocodiles. If the man in the pool had turned around to pay attention to the crocodiles, would he have made it to the other side? Probably not. All right. So don't pay attention to them. And lastly, when you do get to the other side, when you do reach a goal, you do reach your dreams or whatever they may be, a milestone, you don't turn around and tell everybody goodbye. You see, I get asked a lot. In fact, I just got asked this past weekend, Dave, what motivates you? Why do you do this? Why do you do what you do? Because the reality is, I don't have to. I mean, I've got a business that does close to 2 million every day around the world. I'm not bragging, it's just, reality. And, I've been doing this for 27 years with For Life Research. Well, here's why I do it. Purpose. You have to have purpose in life, And when I am working with people and I'm involved, whatever challenges that they have, guess what? I feel it too. You see, I've got someone right now I'm working with. The man lost $250,000 in investments, and he's in Lima, Peru. That's a lot of money in Lima, Peru, let alone, it's a lot of money here in the US, let alone Lima, Peru. So the point is, the guy's been going through some struggles and so forth, but he believes in network marketing and he's trying to build back his confidence. And he's been networking for 20 years, but sometimes you just get knocked down. So remember this, all right? You are who you associate yourself with, okay? And I'm proud to be associated with all the people I've been involved with For Life for 27 years, starting with David Lisenby, by the way. The whole reason I joined this company was because of David, all right? And over the years, I've fallen in love with the culture, the people, just everybody. And so purpose, we all have to have purpose. So what's your purpose? Now, it's okay if you're starting out something, and you know what, right now my purpose is to survive. My purpose is to just make some extra money so I can pay the bills. That's fine. But you know what? It's inevitable. By focusing, staying involved, developing, growing with us, you'll get there. That'll happen. It's inevitable. It will happen. All right. We keep growing. Company keeps growing. We're all developing. We're all growing. All right. But what happens when you're there? You don't turn around and say goodbye to everybody. All right. Your purpose changes, you see, and that also helps you overcome, because whatever challenge you had to start with, you overcame it. There's going to be another one. Life's full of them. I'm going through this darn thing right now with this TMJ in my head. It's a challenge for me. I only sleep 2 to 3 hours at night right now. I'm trying to adapt, trying to adjust to it. Okay. I'll overcome it. It'll happen. Just got to find the way, find the path, but it'll happen. So again, challenges are there for all of us. All right. You have to believe you can overcome them. I want to finish by saying this, and I don't want to finish. I'll pass it to Jillian here. But I'm a big fan of somebody who actually used to be a neighbor of mine here, lived here in San Diego, Tony Robbins. In fact, I've got one of his books right over there behind me. Tony started by helping people overcome limited beliefs. Does anybody here remember what Tony did first? The first thing he did to help people overcome fear and overcome beliefs, he did something called the fire walk. Do you remember that? He would take, you have to go to one of his events. He would take anybody, just any person that's there that wanted to overcome fear and overcome, the idea of limited beliefs, basically. I can't do it. And he would take these hot coals and lay them out. And you had to walk across them. Well, when you look at them, it's scary. But the reality is the ashes actually protect your feet. As long as you walk and don't just stand there, you can walk across them and you won't get burned. Well, that's what he did to help people overcome fear and overcome, their limited belief, whether they can or can't do it. The reality is you can do it. And one of the things I do, by the way, every now and then, I enjoy it. I go to forlife.com. Well, let me just do this real quick. And then Jillian, I'm going to pass it to you. I'm going to go to forlife.com and I just want to show y'all something. If you've not done this, I recommend do it once in a while. All right. It's kind of fun to do. Let's see here. You should all be able to see my Chrome browser and For Life. I go to forlife.com and I go to About For Life. Okay. And you can be in any country, by the way, and you can put your country in front of For Life, like chile.forlife.com, japan.forlife.com. But we're in the US, corporate. So About For Life. And you can see the 4 pillars that For Life is built upon. Success. I like to go there. And if you go down science, by the way, and click on learn more, you can see a lot of the technology that For Life has patented, and even things like the physician's desk reference, clinical studies, and all kinds of stuff under science. Under success, click on learn more. Click on recognition. And I like to go here and you're going to see, every month there's new bronzes, silvers, silver elites, platinums. Like if you go to platinum, there's Dr. Rob or Dr. Rob Jr., Dr. Rob's son, from Tennessee, the new platinum. But you've got Alexandra, who's platinum over in Eurasia, Esdras, Dominican Republic. All right. Ivan, he did it in Puerto Rico, lives in Texas now. You got Indonesia. Jace Kim did it in Korea, but his daughter's going to Harvard, so he moved to Massachusetts. And he's able to afford having to go to Harvard because of his For Life business. Spain, Ecuador. So when I see these, Singapore, South Korea, I see these and I'm like, if these people around the world can do something, why can't I? All right. If not you, then who? All right. So I look at that all the time and I go to bronze and you got page after page after page. You can go to page 7, let's say. You got Mexico and Philippines, Spain, Indonesia, Germany, Hungary, Australia, South Korea, India. All right. So I like to just for fun go there now and then. I look at these people and say, what makes them any different? We all can do it. You just have to believe that you can. All right. Those people believed they could and they did. And now they're going to go to the next level. So if you have to begin in baby steps, say, you know what? I want to get to builder. I'm going to get my 3 people signed up, become a builder. Once you hit that, you set your next goal. Beliefs, all right, are easier or simpler, let's say, when you don't make them like this gigantic cliff that you have to try to climb. Platinum, that may be the ultimate goal for you, but understand you have to, like J. Michael said earlier, we love our diamonds. You got to be a diamond before you can be a presidential diamond or a bronze or a silver or a gold or a platinum. All right. So set your goal, believe you can get there, stay connected or get connected and stay connected. All right. Attend every meeting event that you can. All right. Work with your upline. Upline serves the downline. That's a philosophy that we want to duplicate. I find that, sometimes people think that, I work for my upline. No, you're not. Upline works for the downline. You're building a downline. So as long as the upline is serving the downline, you will develop and you will grow. So with that, I want to pass it over to Jillian. Jillian, thanks for being here as always. And you're always full of wonderful information. So I'd like to give the microphone to you, please. I think you're on mute.
Can you hear me?
Can.
All right, perfect. So thank you, J. Michael and Dave Daughtrey. I think today's topic resonates a lot with myself. I don't know for those who, we tend to be our own worst critics when it comes to life in general. And I think we have to get better at believing not only in what we have in terms of serving others with the gift of transfer factor, nature's molecule, but what we have is something that can help people, give them what I always believed in, which was time. Time is life, and we also offer them an opportunity to have good health. So that's another reason why we transitioned the name from Time for Life to Good Health, because ultimately, if you don't have good health, you don't have anything, right? So one of the things that we have to do in terms of overcoming our limited beliefs is first understand what we have, and what you have in yourself is something that sometimes we all are struggling with, because either there's a reason why we show up every day is because, number one, we try to serve ourselves, but our family needs, and we also need to serve, our beliefs when it comes to our faith, but we also need to put money on the table just so that we can survive. But if we can remember that we can do this together as a community, and, we are stronger when we have an opportunity to leverage each other's skill sets. So this is one of the reasons why coming to Mentor Monday is where we can learn a lot, by not only learning from our millionaire maker, which is Dave, but also the skill set of others around you. So make sure you show up every Monday. Put that in your calendar, Casey. We try to provide everything we can to make it simpler for you. Make sure you show up like Dave said. But the other thing is that sometimes it takes a moment, maybe 1 minute every day, where you need to just level set and give yourself permission to believe that you can do it. And never, ever let your belief system be lower than you would expect from your daughters, for your family, for those that you love. Remember, you set the bar for yourself so that others can follow suit. So I just had a little kind of fun exercise that I've created. I'm just going to see if I can share my screen. Can everybody see? 1 second. See my screen. So what do you guys see on the screen? You see a picture of Dave, right? And this is about the Mentor Monday. So every week we have a topic. So today's topic is Mentor Monday, and it's overcoming limited beliefs. And next week we have a really cool one, which I'll let J. Michael talk about. And the whole premise of our doing these talks is to give you a little bit of education for you to continue forward, for the next level of learning for next week. So I have a little exercise here, and I will share this PowerPoint inside the community, and this is not going to take long, but I want to remind everybody, if it lets me get there, is that today we're overcoming limited beliefs. So limited beliefs are mental blocks that constrain our potential and hinder our ability to achieve our goals. These deeply ingrained thought patterns often stem from past experiences. I don't know about you, but sometimes I'm my worst enemy. I remember myself as a little kid, that chubby little kid with bad teeth from England, and I sometimes have to get past that to remember how far I've come. So don't ever limit yourself. Society, we have a thing around us where we tend to listen to what society tends to condition you to believe, and we have self-doubt, preventing us from embracing new possibilities and thriving in all aspects of life. Never allow that to happen. So one of the things I've done is actually created a 60-second mind reset ritual. And I'm going to do this with you guys. So you guys can give me 1 minute of your time. We're going to just use this as our quiet place. And just so you know, you can take this over later and read this and follow suit. But right now, I just want you to choose a calm environment, which you are here. We're all calm, okay? We want to focus on this without interruptions. And then clearly set your intention. State your desire to release limiting beliefs and welcome abundance. We all deserve abundance. We have such an amazing gift in our natural solution for our immunity. And I want you to repeat after me, even if it's just inside your brain right now. I am open to releasing all limiting beliefs and embracing limitless abundance. So inhale deeply through your nose, count to 4, hold for 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhale slowly through your mouth for 6 counts. Repeat this breathing cycle 3 times to center yourself. Visualize any negative thoughts or limiting beliefs as dark clouds within your mind, and with each exhale, imagine these clouds dissipating, leaving your mind clear and open. We also need to affirm those positive beliefs by silently or aloud repeating empowering affirmations that resonate with you, such as I am worthy of limiting abundance. You are worthy. I attract prosperity and success effortlessly, or my mind is clear, focused, and open to new opportunities. Now anchor that positive space. Gently press your thumb and forefinger. I don't know if everybody's seen everybody do this, but a lot of people do this in prayer, and helps them anchor, and your body connects with this. By together, as you repeat your affirmations, creating a physical anchor to associate with the positive feelings and beliefs you're cultivating. Conclude this ritual. Take one final deep breath, inhaling positivity, exhaling any residual negativity, and then open your eyes if they were closed and proceed with your day carrying this renewed mindset with you. This just takes 1 minute a day, and you can do this in the morning, or you can do this before you go to sleep. But the idea is for you to open up the possibility that you deserve this. So step one, you just find a quiet space. I do this every morning. I get up before my family gets up, and before I even take the dog for a walk, I stand outside and I find a quiet space on my porch, and I minimize the distractions. I choose a space free from external noises. And sometimes that's hard. Sometimes you have to go into the bathroom. I know that sounds silly, but wherever you can find that space, take that time. And sometimes it's just a matter of comfortable seating or finding a space for dim lighting, soothing ambiance. Take that moment where you have no distractions. And then set intention and breathe. By setting your intention, you're now allowing yourself the permission to open up, to engage in centered breathing, and allow yourself to inhale with the oxygen that you need, to deeply count out, and also embrace what your mind needs to hear, which is silence, and also belief that what you're doing is going to help you attract that abundance. Visualize and affirm. Sometimes it's a matter of just looking at the sky and just visualizing all the noise going away. And sometimes that's hard. We're so busy that we don't take that time for ourselves. And make sure we believe that the worthiness and abundance, you deserve it. Anchor that positive mindset with the physical gesture, and that's the one where we just do with the fingers and the thumb. And cultivate a new, renewed mindset. By anchoring the positive state with the pressure of the thumb and the forefinger together, this will gesture exudes positive feelings. And conclude the ritual taking one final deep breath, and then open up your eyes and carry it with you for the day. It's a simple trick, but what Dave was talking about is that if you do this with consistency, and it does matter, because by just adding that 1 60-second ritual in your day, you're training your brain to open up to it and to attract that positivity, but also attract that abundance, or whatever you set the expectation to be. And this is something I've been doing over the last year, and I have had some, going into this, having gone through so much trauma when it comes to my family and my health, my beliefs were very limited. So what did I have to do? I had to, first of all, find that community that cares, find, a purpose that aligned with my belief in what I think the world needed, which I did, which it was, being able to share the natural molecule that we have in transfer factor. And then I identified that what my beliefs, my unlimited beliefs were. I stopped myself from second guessing my capabilities just because I had an injury, just because I had some setbacks. And just because the world was actually closing in because of circumstances beyond my control, it limited my beliefs. But now I've taken the time to remember who I was, what I can do, and who I'm surrounding myself with, which is including myself by coming to and showing up. Consistency matters, to Mentor Monday, and aligning myself with those that have a similar purpose in what I'm doing. And I've been challenging myself to do this every day and reframing my brain. And it's a little step, but it's something that I challenge each and every one of you to do. Take that moment, find your space, and allow yourself to talk with positivity. And if you find yourself going backwards, reach out to your community, reach out to your mentor, your upline, your sponsor, or one of us, and we'll make sure that you stay focused, because we do want you to grow. We do want to make sure that everybody in this entire world has a bottle of transfer factor in their hands, because we know what it can do. So that is my little gift for you today. And this is actually now, you'll find this checklist inside the community. So every week, we're going to try to give you a little tool to help you grow, not only, you know, financially, but, you know, sometimes we need to take that mindset shift in order to get there. So hope you find this something of value, and thank you.
Thank you, Jillian.
Okay.
Wonderful. That was absolutely fantastic. And you're right. Am I correct? You're going to have these links in our group, right?
Yes.
And so
yes.
that's why, guys, I really encourage you and invite you. It's a private group on Facebook, Inner Circle. And we invite you. It's run by Dave and Jillian and a host of other actively working affiliates actively building their business within 4 Lives. So join that Inner Circle, and you'll get tremendous amount from it. And we want you to contribute to it. We want you to go back. If you were joined us, I think it was the second Monday of January, Dave talked about goal setting. We talked about 90-day runs, working for 90 days, and that would move us to March 31st. What's your goal? How many of you guys set a goal in early January to reach diamond, for instance, or reach presidential diamond? If you, whatever rank you're trying to reach the first quarter, maybe it's just builder elite, or diamond elite if you're already a diamond. But try the goals that we set, we talk about every single day. And Jillian mentioned we have created an actual annual agenda for this Mentor Monday. Every Monday builds on another Monday. Next Monday, we're talking about building your daily routine, whether you're working 4 Life part-time, 4 to 5 hours a week, or you're working 4 or 5 hours a day, or as Dave sometimes talk about, 8 to faint. You're working 8 in the morning you faint late at night, which he sort of did back in his early days. Whichever one you are, part-time, you need to have a daily routine for your business. And he's going to talk about next week a routine and consistency on a daily routine, whether you're working 1 hour a day, 2 hours a day, 3 hours a day. That's next Monday. So we really encourage you to join us next Monday. In fact, it'll be the first Monday of February, second month of our 90-day run in the first quarter to reach that first goal by March 31st. So, and I think we've got a whole lineup of great topics for the whole month of February, but next week's going to be really interesting. I know Dave likes to talk about his stacks of yellow pads back in the day. That's how he stayed consistent day to day. But there's tools, whether it be online tools, as we had a comment or a question earlier today about how do we add this meeting to your calendar. So all that information is in our Inner Circle. There's a wealth of information in there, and it's growing. It's a small group right now, but I can foresee by the end of this year, we continue to grow this. We're going to have hundreds, if not 1,000 in that group, building and growing 4 Life around the world. So join us next week. Dave, if you have any final comments, or if you have any other guests that have some questions, are there any questions in the chat, Jillian, that you see?
Yeah, if anybody has any questions or comments.
Feel free to raise your hand. And I noticed Jillian put a comment in there, and I didn't see anybody. I was busy, but asking if this is your first meeting. If you're your first timer today, just raise your hand, and we want to really welcome you, and would like to grow this group. I see a lot of familiar faces, but I see some faces that aren't so familiar. So if this is your first time or second time to joining Mentor Monday, we really welcome you. Just raise your hand and maybe put in the chat where you're from, what country you're from. Anyway, Dave?
And if you have any questions or anything, you were invited obviously by someone. Get with the person who invited you.
Yes.
Always somebody in the upline. Remember, upline serves the downline. That's what Upline Pro is all about, by the way. It's a community of contribution where upline serves the downline. All right. So if you have any questions, talk to the person who invited you. Get to the upline, whoever you need to, get them answered. I know that if you're just beginning, sometimes it's like, oh, where do I begin? What do I do? Well, there is in your app. All right. You should have the 4 Life app. All right. You've got a fast start guide. All right. That's in the app. Great guide that explains. It's digital. When you go into the app, you just click on business, and you go to the panel, control panel, the three lines on the top, very simple, and then you go to the digital library and click on business. But there's a plethora, a lot of information there. It's like a university in that app, and that's really a place to begin. And then, as you know, networking is sharing. You know, I'll just finish by saying this. You know, I've always wondered, network marketing, how do you define a networker? Well, a networker is someone who develops the ability to take a message to someone that is unknown through a person that is known, or you take the message to someone you don't know through someone you do know. This is a good example. Those of you, everyone's here because somebody invited you, you see. So now you're going to meet people that you didn't know, but now you're getting to know. Well, that's what you want to move forward. Do the same. Get to know people that you don't know through the people you do know. That's networking. And there's so many ways to do that. And Jillian's really the expert on that. I'm an old school person. I just love meeting people, talking to people, and I get into their circle of people that they know. And I'm pretty good at identifying, whether somebody wants to make some extra money, they want to grow, they want to develop, where they have a health challenge, they need the product. And so that's basically how I network. But today you got so much, you got this world of social media out there and so forth. There's all kinds of ways to take a message to someone you don't know through someone you do know, or someone you don't know that you meet and they become a friend of yours. All right. So with that, Jim Michael, I'll pass it to you. Let's finish up. Thank you. When we love you guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Dave, so much. One quick question JT just brought up, and Jillian, maybe I'm going to toss this to you. Where do we find the recordings of Mentor Monday now?
My understanding is Claudia's uploading them to the YouTube channel, and then she actually then shares them inside the community once they're done.
That's where I thought
inside the community, yeah.
So if you another reason to come join, and we'll have them in there in a folder, I'm sure. Go back to Mentor Monday folder, and I'll probably have them in there by date and maybe topic. But that's where. But they also, I do know they are on the YouTube channel if you want to find them there. But we'll hopefully get them into everything. Will be thrown into the group, guys. That's why we want to grow that group, the Inner Circle group, that we're really just focus on growth of your business, growing your business, and being successful in poor life. JT, thank you for that question. That was a good comment. Good to remind everybody. But
if you type Upline Pro in YouTube in the search, it's at the very top.
It is. Absolutely. Well, thanks, Dave. Thanks, Jillian. Thanks to everyone for joining us on the last Monday of January. This year's starting by. We got, I like to sometimes think of our business as a football analogy. We play 12 games a year, and every month is a different game. So we've got just a few more days of this game. Are you winning this game? Are you ahead? Are you tied? Or are you behind? But we play 12 games. We want to get to the end of year, December, having won every single game, every single month, every month becoming a Super Bowl champion, going undefeated, that every month you became a little bit better. I measure my business as my month, January, even one LP plus what it was in December. Hopefully it's hundreds of LP plus every month. But if your business is growing, you have more LP in your business every month than you did the month before. So let's have a great year, guys. Join us, contribute. We'll get a lot of you into the group, start having some conversations in the group. It's another thing. Comment in the Inner Circle group. Ask questions in there, and we'll direct you and help you build your business in poor life. See you also on the Build a Diamond event. That's a live Zoom event. And hopefully, I know I'm going to see some of you in Vegas. Share in the event, share in our group, Inner Circle, if you're coming to Vegas in May. That's going to be a dynamic get together in May. And don't forget to start also our conventions this year in the fall. We're already putting money away for that event, planning for that event, and to go to the convention. can't wait. That's going to be a great convention this year again. Thanks, everyone. Mentor Monday. See you next. One more thing, Jillian, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. So tonight we have the power of prayer. Lakita Clips is one of our members who actually is doing a presentation on Real Talk tonight. Every Monday, Real Talk, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Just check the event inside the Feel Good Share Good community. And number 2, tomorrow, we are actually going to be starting our first training presentation on the power of nature's miracle molecule transfer factor inside our Good Health talk. So that's at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please go to the community for that one. We'd love to see as many people as you can join that one, because we are going to be starting to do weekly trainings. We're always starting off with the transfer factor, making sure it's clear to educate others that are new to the company and the powers of what we have. And we'd love to have some testimonials in that. And that's a private talk, so we won't be any recordings for that one, because we want to be able to have everybody have an open discussion behind the scenes on this one. So that's on Tuesday at 8 p.m. inside the Good Health Solutions and Stories. So I'd love to see as many people as possible, because we are going to be doing our first training tomorrow night. So thank you for that.
And Jillian, just a reminder that, as she said, that event is not recorded. And it's also password protected, which is the date. So tomorrow, the password will be 0128, which
That's
is
correct.
20. So it's always the date. Tomorrow, it's every Tuesday night, and it's never recorded. That's why we want it to be a private group, so we can really share quality information in there and share our testimonies, and you feel safe in that. But thank you, Jillian. Thank you, Dave. And we've got a lot going on in our worlds right now. Have a wonderful rest of your day and evening. It's nighttime in Kenya, but around the world, we'll see you next Monday, same time, same place. God bless you all.
Everybody.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Keep growing.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.